or your smartphone, or your scroll. What you and I find, what you and I see, is God's revelation laid out for us from Genesis to Revelation. But in every one of those books, we see Christ. And like reading the back of your or the cover of your Whitman sampler, Jesus is found from Genesis on. How he is who he's supposed to be and how he meets every need. In Genesis, he's the seed of the woman who will crush the serpent's head. In Exodus, he's the Passover lamb. In Leviticus, he's the high priest who represents us to God. In Numbers, he's the star that's predicted that will come. In Deuteronomy, he's a prophet like unto Moses. In Joshua, he's the captain of the armies of the Lord. In Judges, he's the ultimate deliverer. In Ruth, the kinsman redeemer. In 1 and 2 Samuel, he's the seed of David who will always sit on the throne. In 1 and 2 Kings, he's the greater than Solomon who has come. In 1 and 2 Chronicles, he's the Messiah in the genealogies. In Ezra, he's the restorer. In Nehemiah, the rebuilder. In Esther, the unseen hand of providence. In Job, he's the Redeemer, who in our flesh we shall see. In the Psalms, he's the Son who the nations should make peace with. In Proverbs, he's the wisdom personified. In Ecclesiastes, he's the meaning of life. In the Song of Solomon, he's the rose of Sharon. In Isaiah, he's the wonderful counselor, the mighty God, the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. In Jeremiah, he's the righteous branch. In Lamentation, he's the prophet weeping over his city. In Ezekiel, he's the true shepherd of Israel. In Daniel, he's the uncut stone who crushes the nations. In Hosea, he's the son called out of Egypt. In Joel, he's the judge of the nations. In Amos, he's the restorer of Israel. In Obadiah, he's the defender of Israel. In Jonah, he's the resurrected one. In Micah, he is the one from old and everlasting. In Nahum, he's the good that comes out of Capernaum. In Habakkuk, he's the one who fills the earth with the knowledge of the Lord. In Zephaniah, he's the fulfiller of God's promises. In Haggai, the desire of nations. In Zechariah, the pierced one. And in Malachi, he is the shout who breaks the prophetic silence. But there's 27 more books to go. In Matthew, he's the king of Israel. In Mark, he's the servant. In Luke, he's the Son of Man. In Acts, he's the ascended Lord. In Romans, he's the righteousness of God. In 1 and 2 Corinthians, he's our salvation. In Galatians, he's the true gospel. In Ephesians, he's the head of the church. In Philippians, he's the life of the believer. In Colossians, he's all and all we need. In 1 Thessalonians, he is the one who will return with the trumpet of God. In 2 Thessalonians, he's the banisher of the man of sin. In 1 Timothy, he is the rewarder of the faithful. In 2 Timothy, he is the one who has persuaded us. In Titus, he's the essence of sound doctrine. Philemon, the freer of slaves. Hebrews, the mediator of a better covenant. 1 Peter, a chief shepherd of the sheep. 2 Peter, the Lord who bought us. 1 Peter, the word of life. 1 John, the word of life. 2 John, the truth of the church. 3 John, the preeminent one of the church. Jude, the faith once and for all delivered. And in Revelation, he's the King of kings and Lord of lords, the Lamb who sits on the throne. This Jesus is who God has given us.